Karibuni sana.
Asante sana.
Right, starting with Janet.
Yes.
Janet Baraza, who is she? I know this is your very first time to be here on Boss TV. Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
And for the benefit of our viewer, who exactly is Janet and where does she come from?
Okay, my name is Janet Baraza. I come from Mombasa, just here Changamwe, and I'm a health consultant. Yes.
Right.
You.
Working with?
I'm working with BF Suma. Yeah, I've partnered with BF Suma as a health consultant.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll be coming to BF Suma. It sounds like one of my director has quite another name like that, but that one is Fumba.
Oh.
Right. Karibu sana Mary. And for the benefit of my viewer as well, who is Wangari and what does she do?
Yeah, as you said, Mary Wangari is my name. I am a member as well of BF Suma company, and I'm a health consultant. And as you say, today we are here to talk about women and reproduction.
Right,
yes.
Women.
Yes.
And I'm the one talking about women.
Yes.
I'll be asking the questions on behalf of the women.
Sure.
Karibuni sana. So if we start here to understand what exactly is BF Suma, what do you do?
Okay, when you talk about BF Suma, it's an international company that is based in Los Angeles. And again, it is a networking company, but it deals with supplements. And supplements are there to supplement what we miss in the body, what our body are lacking. So that's why here in the category of women, we have products that can help women gain back
also
the woman
including products that deal with reproductive
Of course, yes.
Okay,
of course.
Very well. I will be telling me more concerning some of the things that you do and where we can find you. Okay. But I want us to start from reacting at a very shocking article this morning on the newspaper that talks about women having tested positive of syphilis. The numbers are increasing, especially for the pregnant women. And I want to start with you, Janet, here. How do you feel about such a kind of a report?
Yeah, thank you. It's so shocking because the number is high. It's iko kwa malaki, so the number is high. Testing positive for syphilis, I think most of the women don't get the checkup, the frequent checkup, and I believe if you get pregnant, you should go for the test as early as possible, to kujiepusha with such things. Unajua, because testing positive for syphilis and you're carrying a baby, it's a difficult issue.
Definitely. And does it tell you, Wangari, that we have something wrong here, that we have holes that need to be sealed?
Of course, yes. As Janet has mentioned, the number is high, and when it comes to syphilis, it's an irritating situation to a pregnant woman to have those kind of things. And yes, you can prevent yourself, take care of yourself. There are a number of things you can do. Have a regular wash, go to take medical attention, go seek medical attention, and as well as, when a woman is pregnant, she's delicate. So anything can tamper with her. Right. So you have to be very careful. Even when you're using public toilets, just be careful so that you keep off from this disease. When
you mention about delicacy here, and I find, this is not the very first time I'm discussing about matters of women, especially during on a healthy topic. Yes. And it sounds to me that yes, the life of a woman or any girl, it's as delicate as such, the way you've just put it. Yes. And do you think that is something that women and the girls need to know out there, and they need to take good care of themselves?
Of course, yes, it's very important. We are very delicate. Very delicate, we need to take care of ourselves. And you can see like a woman or a girl starts period at the age of 8 to 13 there. Then menopause comes at 40 to 45. You see, these stages of a woman, you need to take good care of yourself, especially in that age of reproduction. Right. It means a lot. A woman is all about reproduction.
Okay.
Yes.
A woman is all about reproduction, and that's why we are discussing reproductive health here. But there's this woman who seems to be understanding and getting to wonder what exactly is reproductive health, Janet, if we get to break that in a layman's language.
So reproductive health, it's just generally about the reproductive system. So it's the health of a reproductive system at all stages of life of a woman. You see, we have the from your birth, from the woman's birth to like 8 years, the reproductive system, then the childbearing system, then after menopause. On these all stages, you should know, you should be able to have a healthy reproductive system. Yeah.
Right. And what do we mean, Wangari, when Janet is mentioning about a healthy reproductive system? What is it?
Okay, when you mean healthy, it's something that you're comfortable in. Have you noticed now, as you've read today's paper, syphilis, that is just a little package of it. But if you go entire, it's wild. When it comes to reproductive health, there's a lot of complications with women. At the age of 15, 10, a girl who has periods, she's in pain. She's having heavy bleeding. So all these stages, it's very delicate. So understanding how do you get your periods? Are they regular? Are they abnormal? So these are the things that a woman needs to understand when it comes to reproductive.
If I can add something. Okay.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, if I can add something on Mary, of having a healthy reproductive system is where there's no diseases, including that reproductive system. You're having a healthy, emotionally you are healthy because of your reproductive system. Physically you are healthy because of your reproductive system. Because if you're having a painful period, mentally you won't be okay. You won't be going to school well because you're mentally you're traumatized.
Right.
Yeah. Physically, if it's the pain, you can't even walk. So it's just having no diseases on your reproductive system.
Right.
Yes.
And do you want to tell me, Janet, that we may see women walking around, but they're suffering from inside and they are not healthy enough in their reproductive system?
Yeah, there's so many women suffering because you see, if I can say, if you're having uterine fibroids, you know you're suffering because you're stressed up because of then you're having, what is this? Your hormones are not balanced. You become so angry at something.
Right.
Yes.
Mood swings and
mood swings, of course. Mood swings are there. Then you see, maybe you might not understand me. So you'll be wondering, why is Janet not being like this?
Right.
Yes. So women are suffering.
Right. And the fact that you've laid some bit of ground and foundation here, Wangari, about reproductive health and how it is important when we are doing such a discussion. And to the women who are watching us, if I want to start and begin pushing for me having a healthy reproductive system, where do I begin from?
So first and foremost, we have you need to have checkups, if I may mention, or you need to take care of yourself. For instance, before going to checkup, what is your environment? What is the environment as a woman? Do you take care of your health organs or reproductive holder? Are they healthy enough? How do you wash yourself when it comes to reproductive?
Right.
Because these organs need to be taken care of, not haphazardly. So how do you take care of yourself? How do you check yourself? Because now when it comes to checking yourself, a lot can be detected. A woman can observe a lot. Maybe discharge is abnormal. So these are the things you need to look out. If there's any abnormality, discharge is odor, it has odor, it's abnormal, go ahead for screening or go for a health consultant and do a checkup.
Okay.
Yes.
And this, whatever you're talking about here, you can just do it at your at home, privately, alone, and
checking up, yes, you can notice, because all this you have to notice so you can go ahead. Okay. You can go ahead and be checked now, so for further advice.
Janet, is this information available to the girls and the ladies and the women out here? Do they know these things?
I believe not all ladies know. Yeah, it's not yet common because you can find some girls out there, like the issue of syphilis. If you see, you might find that most of them are 18 to 23 years. They don't have that knowledge of this thing. So I believe if you are here, if you be introducing us mostly and other ladies there, we can give out the information to these people, and they can know.
Right. And the fact that you've mentioned about the environment, and I'm wondering, what does the environment even have to do with a woman's reproductive system, and how should this environment look like?
Okay, when I talk of environment, it's something that surrounds the woman. How do you, like, for instance, when it comes to, for you to have the vaginal discharge and the odor, what kind of panty do you wear as a woman?
Right.
You have to take care of yourself. How do you put on, like the girls, have they been taught about changing their pads often? You know, these are the things that they can lead to severe or problems in the woman, especially little girls. And that issue was asked Janet. A lot of women think that it is normal to to not to see your periods every month. So for them, they find it normal. But in reality, it's not normal. A woman needs to have periods, especially that age, from when you have started your 8 to 13 until 40. You need to have regular periods. If they're abnormal, check yourself. Why did my periods not come? Why have I gone 3 months without having my periods? Why are my periods heavy? So when you notice these small things, you'll come to understand. And also, it is important because if it's a young girl, is going to cure himself or keep off from later difficulties when it comes to pregnancy. So these are, if you take care of yourself when you're young, it will be easier for you to go ahead with the fertility issues.
Right. Even before we get to discussing on more complex reproductive system and how maybe we have very, cumbersome diseases, talking about this young girl maybe who is beginning to get her monthly periods, and whatever you're discussing here, to me, it sounds so complex to most of the school-going girls. Listening to how you discussing and pointing out here, Wangari, it sounds to me like there is some bit of training that is needed here on how young girls also need to handle their body organs.
Yes.
And do you think, Janet, that there is need to have more engagement in schools, talking about also these young girls and the issue about menstruation hygiene? It's a topic on itself, and how key is it also in discussions surrounding also reproductive health?
Yeah, it's good for that girl who is starting to get her menstrual cycle, because most of these young girls don't know even how to wear panties. Their panties plus the pads. You see, not every girl is raised by a mother. Some of these girls are raised by fathers. You see, and it's not in the public domain that men know how to wear the panty plus the pads.
Right.
Yes. So you see, it's nice having this education for these little girls to know at least about how to wear these pads. After how long should you wear these pads? How should you wash yourself when you are in this period of this time? Yes, and how can you take care of your body? Because you see, when you're having this menses, you are prone to have bacterial infection. If you're not clean enough, you're prone to have bacterial infection, and this bacterial infection can cause you diseases in the future. Yes, so you're having such diseases, vaginitis. You'll wonder, my girl is 13 years, she's suffering from vaginitis. How? Yes,
Yeah,
and she's a virgin.
That's how now you try and create some bit of assumptions. Maybe
Yes,
she
I
went
saw
through
her
some-
with this boy. Yes.
I'm better see you. You just, you're just coming on our necks for nothing. But do you think, Wangari, whatever Janet here is speaking makes sense? Yes. But then to this young girl who is watching, and this woman who is watching, and she has a daughter, and this kind of information maybe to them sounds like we need some kind of a bit of cash to make sure that there is proper reproductive health for young girls. And without mentioning, poverty in itself has been mentioned as one of the key reasons that escalate some of issues to do with reproductive health. Maybe people can't afford the pads, and how do we get to address that as well?
Okay, when it comes to that, of course, some parents or some community cannot afford such, as you say, it's poor. But again, we see that it's important at the end of the day. It's very important to have such, because a girl without a pad atakimbia kwa maleso. Then this is now worse. Kumbuka, is it clean this lesson? Ameitoa wapi? So you have to when it comes to pads, it's very important for your young girl. And as again, I was saying about parents. Parents need to have that one-on-one. Be a friend to your daughter. Get to understand how are these things. Get to understand her. Of course, Janet has said about when it comes to those kind of painful and those periods. When it comes to a young girl, unapata msichana mdogo akuna painful periods, inafika time ya periods haendi shule. So mama anaona ni kawaida. Atachukuliwa painkiller akunywe. Have you solved the problem? At next month it will come back again. You'll take painkiller. But have you sorted the main cause of this problem?
Yes.
Right.
So parents, come up, take your children to check up. As you said, we have supplements, they can help to gain back your womanhood to normal.
Definitely. And every time there is discussion surrounding also issues to do with cancer, issues to do with reproductive health for women, we cannot miss to mention the word women go out and get checked.
Yes.
And my very first question here, Janet, this is for you. As a woman, for instance, let's say me now, as a woman, do you think it's an example?
Yeah, okay. Yes.
Do I need to wait and feel something in my body for me to go for the checkup, or I should just wake up and, take a Uber, go to the hospital?
Yeah, I really suggest for women to go for checkups. Really suggest women should go for checkups. Why? There's a saying prevention is better than cure. Si ndio? Wanawake wakienda uko nje kwenda kuangaliwa, unajua unaweza at least ukipata, unajua mwanzo before uende kuangaliwa, kuna painful periods. Talking to a healthcare, umepatana na mtu ambaye ana deal na mambo na health, unamwelezea kuhusu venye una feel, hapo you will know there's a problem, because painful period it's not normal.
Right.
It's not normal because there's a woman out there not feeling any pain during her period.
You're not supposed to feel any pain.
You're not supposed to feel any pain.
Okay.
If you're having a healthy...
What does it take for you not to feel the pain?
Because you're having as I told you, having a reproductive health is when you don't have any diseases in you. Because painful periods is a disease. There shouldn't be any diseases for your well-being. You see? So if you're having a painful period, there's something wrong. So you're supposed to go to check up. You see? Unapata unajikuna sana. Go for check up. Don't assume. Mtu asikuja kakwambia pia mimi nilikuwa hivyo
kuna joto Mombasa.
Kuna joto Mombasa. Ama mtu anakwambia unatumia panty gani? No, just go for check up. No. Yeah. You're feeling that pain at your abdomen. Go for check up.
Go for check up.
Yes.
Very well. Ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you what we are discussing here. It's all about reproductive health. That's why you hear some bit of issues to do with the women, and it may be so tough for me to get to ask more of your question, but I would like if you, especially the women, if you can help me ask this kind of questions here together, that will be answered together with my guest here, Janet, together with Mary Wangare from BF Sumba. They are here to talk about matters to do with women. And before we even take a short break here, Wangari, when we are talking about this checkup, to most of the women feel like, for instance, I may bring more problems than even the current one that I'm having.
Yes.
I may come out from my house feeling I'm okay. Once I get out from the check-in room, I'm told, you know what, you have so-and-so disease. You know, that is the fear.
Yes.
Of course, I myself, I usually advocate of checkups. Of course, I do that. But now that is true, and that's what we hear from women. Sitaki kwenda kwa nikuja nitashikwa na depression mwanzo nitapata vitu nilikuwa sijui. That's what they say. But at the end of the day, which one is better? Stay with something you don't know, or know whatever is happening and then work on it, so that you can get better. Which one is much better? So it's the woman to decide.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if I can add, if you are checked up early, maybe let's say like breast cancer, or even just fibroids, these diseases, if you are checked up early, you see, it will be cheaper for dealing with it. It will be so much cheap, and it won't take most of your time. But if you leave it there, that painful period or that pain on your abdomen, then it becomes a huge growth. You're going to use a lot of money, and time, because the economy is, you need time.
Right, and I do understand that there is need for the checkup. But when we are talking about these women of ours, especially those in Mashinani, I know you've had to mingle with some, you've spoken to them, you go around speaking to them about various issues. This woman of Mashinani here, and who wakes up and thinks of how she can make ends meet, and an issue about her health being for the reproductive system, it's not a big deal to her. What exactly is she exposing herself to without going into these checkups?
Of course, she's exposing herself a lot. As you said, it's complex and it's delicate. And again, when it comes to Mashinani, you know, if you have not heard Shadrach, kuna free screening in hospitals.
Right.
Why don't we take advantage of this free screening and go and check up ourselves?
Right.
Yes, why don't we check this up?
Good. I heard something about this free screening. I'll be coming back to explain to you, especially the women don't want to go there because there are some of the women that we spoke to. They say, you know, there's some bit of issues we have concerning the screening. We'll be coming to discuss that and many more. Also, the fact that now, if I walk into a hospital for the checkup, and now I'm told you have this and this and this, and I want to work to try and treat myself, where do we begin from? And we'll be talking more concerning that as well. You, Janet, here. Yes, we need to go for checkups. And Wangari said we risk a lot if a woman skips and avoids going to these checkups. And we now need to understand if we have any sort of underlying conditions that can come when we do not take good care of our health in terms of our reproductive, especially for the women. What are some of these kind of conditions?
Yeah, we have so many conditions. We have uterine fibroids, we have vaginitis, we have ovarian.
I would like if you mention something, you tell me this is this and can be brought by this and this and this.
Okay, like uterine fibroids are non-cancerous cells that are found in the womb of a woman. It's when you are in the childbearing years, so that you can get the uterine fibroids, and it's not yet known what brings it. It's not yet known, but sometimes they say diet, but it's not yet known what brings it. But you can also avoid it, for going for the early checkup.
Okay, diet, and of course I saw somewhere that diet has been mentioned as a very key point when we are talking about reproductive health. I don't know what you women want to eat. These the most keys that we have been asked to buy or what. We'll be coming to that. Wangari, any other condition that you feel it's quite very, it can come quickly if we don't go for the checkups?
Of course, she said fibroid, there's cyst, and also there's infertility. These are the issues that they come quickly if we don't take care of ourselves in advance.
Infertility?
Yes.
It's not a curse?
No, it's not a curse.
Okay.
It's a condition, and of course, if you take care of yourself and also get checked up and know what is, because most of the women, if you understand or if you go outside in here, anybody who at a younger age has painful periods, when it comes to getting pregnant, it's always difficult. This is one. So you see, if it was detected early and take care of it early, it could be easier now.
Wait a minute. I would like if you take that point back again. Any woman who feels when she gets her periods quite painful, risk getting what?
Getting pregnancy. It's difficult for that particular one to get pregnancy.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
So this is one of the things that we say. You have to take care of yourself early. Painful periods bring...
Is this taking care of myself, my role, or the doctor's role? I should just go and tell the doctor I'm facing this and this and this?
Of course, you have to go and tell the doctor. Then from there, as you said, you have to supplement. The supplementing, they're getting back to you with your normality.
Right.
Or even medication. They help you reduce the pain so that you can have, when it comes to pregnancy. Because every woman, okay, not all, but 80% of women, when they grow, they have to have a family, have pregnancy, get pregnant. So all these stages, you have to take care of yourself early so that you can progress through that.
There is this burning question. I've seen it somewhere. At what age should our young girls be taken to or visiting again?
I will say at least after, if any girl that gets the menstruals, she'll start going the gyna.
Right.
Yeah, but if you have
as young as 13, is it okay?
Yeah, 13 it's
you
okay.
walk into a gyna?
Yeah,
how do even people view you?
Okay, it is like, but okay. When you're visiting a gyna first at that early age, maybe she has some conditions. Especially now, the most common condition is the painful or the cramps.
Right.
Abnormal. Unapata mtoto analia. She has to roll. She cannot eat. Akisikia harufu ya kitunguu anatapika. These are the things that you need to detect early and go for consultation so that you can get help as early as possible.
Right. So as early as possible. There is no like saying get to 25, then you start going. You can start as well as, and it's quite helpful. Right. And when we are talking about these underlying conditions and how they are equated to reproductive health, if we need to stop this from happening, and now we've gone to the checkup point, and maybe something has been noted, and I need to start the treatment. So the treatment depends with whatever has been detected. Right.
Of course.
And now, for instance, let's take a good example in your farm. Whatever you do, do you deal with a specific disease on how you treat it, or how do you go about that, Wangari?
So in our farm, of course, we do checkups as well. We do full body checkup now in our farm.
So you do, you
full body checkup. So when you come, for instance, okay, now it's about to, but for you, if you come, we do a full body checkup from head to toe. Then we, according to the results, then you're going to be, this is the issue, this is the issue. And again, when we are dealing with, when we are using our supplements, we don't go for what you're feeling, but we go for the root cause, not symptoms.
Yes, good. In fact, you've mentioned it. You've reminded me of something. You've mentioned quite often supplements. What are these?
Okay, supplements that are there to supplement what you're lacking, why your body is misbehaving. For instance, if you're having constant headaches, every day you'll be taking painkillers. But are you killing the pain, or you're killing the symptoms? So you'll be killing the pain and we go ongoing taking. But now when it comes to supplements, it will go to the root cause of the problem. What is causing your headache? So this is why we deal with supplements, or we supplement.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So in an event, if a woman comes for checkup, you also screen and detect something, and you begin supplementing from there.
Yes.
And I was bringing this simply because most women feel the fear of going for checkups. They say to some extent some of these checkups, especially for the reproductive ones, are painful. I don't know, there are issues, there are metals that have to be inserted, I don't know where. Is that even a concern? Is it real, Janet?
Yeah, yes, it's a concern, because get your question.
Is it true that whatever women are saying, like for instance, now we are talking about reproductive health, I must say it as it is. They're saying they are afraid of going for reproductive health checkups.
Yeah,
there are things that are being incited that they feel not comfortable with.
Yes, because some women, like there's this time, I was talking to a lady. I was telling her about her reproductive. I was just telling her about a health issue as general. Then she told me akona fibroids, lakini anaogopa inaweza kuwa cancerous. Unaona? And I told her, si ukuje tu, we check you, we know this problem is this, we deal it, how is it?
Right.
Yeah, we know the root cause, what brings it, because I believe with our supplements, I've seen people getting healed from everything. So we should just know what brings this thing, and we treat it.
Right.
But most women they're scared. One, they're scared because of their finances, and others they're scared. It's just mentally, it will bounce on them.
And how do we get to remove that kind of fear? How do we bring the boldness?
I think constant educating the women to let them understand these things are there. And the more we take care of it, the better. So constant training them or telling them about this thing constantly, and letting them know it is be done, because other women are doing. But majority, as Janet has said, majority, they fear and they tend not to do those checkups.
Okay. Yes. Right. Before even we take some bit of questions here, you've not answered my question concerning the insertable materials that have been inserted when we are talking about checkups, especially for cancer ones. And that has been a concern for most women.
Okay, let's say the Pap Smear. The Pap Smear, most of the women are afraid of Pap Smear. Of course, it takes a bit of it's cervical. It's just a brush. It will be painful because kidogo too. Then just sample so that
kidogo too.
Yeah.
Yes, it's kidogo. It's not that you have to tatolewa nyama yote or something. No, it's just a sample so that they can go to the microscope and examine if it has cancer detected. And that's all.
And it's usually not more than 10 minutes. So it's not a thing of the whole day. It's not usually not more than 10 minutes.
Right. Yeah. Do you think women have a role also to play in improvement of reproductive health for women?
Yes.
Women, do we need to
men.
play a role? Men.
Of course, of course.
How do we
if
get
you're
to
a father, get to understand us. You know, we say that hii ni kitu ya wanawake, lakini wanaume pia inahitajika katika jamii. Are you there? Are you providing that? Are you financing for the girl child, for parts?
Kwa kazi yangu nilipie tu alafu nitulie.
And get to understand pia wewe, what if uko na mtoto unataka kumsaidia, utamsaidia aje? Ama utamaje mambo ya mama? So as men, you need to stand up there, take over women, especially women. They're pregnant, they need you all the time. Right. Your children, just take care of the women around.
And if I can add, emotionally, you're supposed to be there for that girl, that woman. Yes.
I hope the camera took your facial expression when you're talking about emotion. But of course, I want to pick some of the few questions here before we wrap it up. And the first question: what causes heavy and painful periods or bleeding during periods? What causes?
During periods? Okay, as you said, lifestyle is a problem, squeezy. We cannot have a balanced diet. It's not easy for one to get a balanced diet on the table all the time. So lifestyle, eating habits, it's a problem. What we eat contributes a lot to all these factors. So that is the environment.
If the ladies are watching now, and they want, somebody is going through heavy periods and a bleeding between periods, you mentioning about balanced diet, how are they intertwined? How are they even related?
Of course, when it comes to the health reproductive system of a woman, it needs to be taken care of like any other part of the body. For you to become healthy, you're supposed to eat healthy. It's the same. Haiko nje with the other part of the body, it's inside. So the healthier you eat, the healthier you be. And again, exercise is important. Just take care of yourself. You know, when it comes to taking care of yourself, it includes good diet, it includes exercise. So all these things come along so that you can have an healthy reproductive system.
Very well.
If I can add with Mary, on your having heavy, painful, there's also this underlying condition, the irregular periods. Mostly women feel like irregular period, it's a normal thing. This month you got your periods, next month you never got your periods. You just feel it's normal. And then after getting the irregular periods, you find this month you got your periods after 21 days. Then the next month became heavy. There's an issue of the hormonal imbalance. So the hormonal imbalance will affect the glands in your body, how they're supposed to coordinate, because you see your body coordinates everything, each and every gland, from your brain to your reproductive system, they usually coordinate. So maybe the hormonal balance, what is this? There's this chemical that if it's not coordinated well, it can increase the. But you can come with us, come and check from us, and we can help you.
Right. I guess the topic on periods, menstruation, it's a topic of another day.
Yeah. Of course.
I think we'll do a research on that, and we'll have you come and talk more concerning that, because to me also I'm kind of lost somewhere.
Okay.
And we'll get to that. But another question: what causes feelings or a feeling over a full lower abdomen?
Constipation.
Something like that.
Usually it's also the hormones.
Right.
Hormones is a major factor when it comes to reproductive.
Why hormones? What's wrong with women's hormones? Mkona nini?
Okay. Unajua stress kidogo inakutrigger hormones. Unapata mtu ame break out within seconds. That is hormones. Hormones are everything when it comes to women. Imbalance in hormones. Unapata mtu anakula udongo. Have you noticed mwanamke ana mimba lakini utapata natamani udongo, anatamani kula kitu, craving of sugary. Those are hormones.
Right.
Yes.
Nikikusalimia asubuhi unijibu hivi hormones.
Yes. And you see those hormones, though zina tend kutoa the chemical that is needed. Unapata kuna mwanamke akikuwa almost karibu ovulation ama after ovulation ana blot. I think ushaisikia. Kuna mwanamke anakuambia niko bloated na sijakula kitu. Hizo ni hormones.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So you
I still say kuja tukuangalie.
Okay.
Yes.
Mkuja muangaliwe.
Yes, of course. Check up is important.
What causes intense pain in the bladder or pelvic region? Today I'm getting questions here. What causes intense pain in the bladder or pelvic region?
Intense. Okay, now this is something you need to come and get checked up. Kwa nini? You never know what is the factor. maybe you're holding blood, una hold mkojo too much. You know, there's that tendency, unasikia mkojo but you don't go. Umezuia for long.
Pia ni mbaya kuzuia.
Of course. Of course. These are the things that you need to take care of.
You know, it depends with where you are. For women, it's normally easy.
Anywhere.
How do we treat yeast infection permanently? It is Mary from Mariakani.
Okay, when it comes to yeast infection, it's not, you cannot deal with it permanently because we are growing, we are ongoing.
Right.
And whatever has brought yeast leo, always journey interlation. And yeast infection is brought by a lot of things.
Right.
Yes. So haiwezi paisha permanently. But the good thing is, just take care of yourself. Have a good routine. Wash yourself properly. Avoid soaps, that detergents. Wear a nice panty as a woman. When you are on periods, change your pads regularly. So these simple steps can help you to avoid.
Right. I don't know if I'll read this properly. Are tampons safe to use? Is there something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, it's safe.
Tampons.
Yeah, that's safe to use.
Okay.
Because it's just like using pads, but it depends on how long are you going to stay with it.
Which one is more preferable, pads or tampons?
No. Okay, that is it's a woman's choice.
Yes.
The ones who prefer
They
tampons.
play the same role?
The same role,
The
yeah.
same role.
Okay.
Yes.
And there's something I saw just recently, a new invention of pads, insertable ones. I think
Menstrual cup.
it's called?
Menstrual cup.
Now this one again, as you said, mashinani. Now this is best for mashinani because it's autupi. Ukitumia ni kumwaga, kuosha na kuregesha.
Kabisa.
Your cup.
Okay.
No, it's
Ni
used
kikombe.
for, yeah, it's a silicone.
Yeah, silicone
cup.
Jesus is Lord. Right. And last but not least, is there any